Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a deck that was very well overlooked, but has been seeing a lot of well placements in the past couple tournaments that are kind of the dark horse or underdog of, the new format is Gardevoir EX. Because in general, Gardy has lost so much due to post-rotation being Gardevoir, Shining Arcana, Zacian, Mew with Mysterious Tail. But it also has gained a lot of things that has helped it, and a couple new interesting attackers that you normally didn't see but now are kind of becoming a staple in this deck. So of course we are running the traditional 4-4-2 line with one memory skips Ralts, and then I'm also running the base set Ralts because I don't have the actual Radiance Ralts, but you can also use that one. That one is pretty good with its teleportation burst. 4 Refinement Kirlia, which is pretty standard, and then 2 of the Second Burst Gardy. You can also run Buddy Catch Glade if you really need the supporters, but I feel like it always cuts your consistency down a bit because at the end of the day you're giving up a Refinement Kirlia, a draw 2 for a search of a supporter. Then we also have Screamtail and Drifloon as mostly your main attacker in the deck, to be able to hit the big numbers that you need to take out those EXs like Charizard, Arceus, like most of those. You also run the Flutter main and Klefki just for those Lost Box decks that you tend to struggle with more. Being able to just put a Klefki in the active means the Lost Box is only looking for, at that point, Chorus to get out of their spot, which is very useful. And of course Radiant Greninja just to get the energy into the discard, which is very important. But moving down, this list is a little less traditional. I do run the one of Rare Candy just because I feel like if you're behind you need to pick up the pace sometimes. Rare Candy does help a lot. Most lists I saw were playing 2 team Evos, which is not terrible, but you're really relying off that, and if you don't hit it, it's really detrimental for Gardy. So the one of Rare Candy just to fix it. Buddy-Buddy Poffin being the new inclusion in this deck is very good, being able to just search out your Ralts, make it very easy. One of Earthen Vessel to help find those energy a little bit quicker. I'm also running a Lost Vacuum in this deck because I went to Orlando with this deck and I've realized so many times a Lost Vacuum would help in so many cases right now. And just not having it means you struggle a little bit against certain decks. 4 Arven, which is pretty standard for this list. 1 Boss, 2 Countercatcher, which is somewhere here. You run the Bravery Charm, Hero's Cape as your A-Spec, Luxurious Cape as your other form of high HP, just so you can hit those Zard knockouts, which is very important. 1 of TM Evolution just to help you kind of push a bit forward. Turo to pick up your Gardy EX when you need to. And then I'm also running Pokemon League Headquarters in this deck. There was a lot of stadiums out there you can run. Probably Collapsed is the best right now, but I found that against Roaring Moon Dunsparce being its main issue, you do need Pokemon League Headquarters for that, just to make their attack cost just a little bit more, so you can kind of stick in the fight a little bit longer. We're also running 9 energy. Some lists may cut a little bit of energy back, but you do need a lot of energy to be able to fuel these attackers, especially Screamtail being that you need 7 energy to just put enough damage to knock out Pidgeot EXs, and if you prize some of that energy, it makes it really tricky to take those big knockouts. So this is the list. I have 2 games planned for you guys right now, both very good games, so showing the true power of this Gardy list, so hope you all enjoy. With the Gardy, we do want to go second here, so this is the better play. Depends on what we see though. Do open up Drifloon, not really else, but we do have Iono, which does help us a lot here, so much so I am not stressed. Ooh, Great Tuscamel. Interesting. Gardy does actually really well into Great Tuscamel, so this should be an easy clean sweep for me. They don't play anything crazy as long as I don't bench Greninja and just basically focus on one Pokemon. I think I just have game like that. So It should be pretty simple. We have Turo also, which just guarantees us the game. And he also can't attack this for a turn, so we are chilling. True. I believe here we just go search for a Ralts. We can do this. Just grab a Kirlia. We will go put this stadium into play. Just make it so we force kind of the extra energy on there. But yeah, hope it's going well. Novarus X, hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're having a great day. Interesting, this version is playing the Dunsparce build, which makes sense because you just have a better draw into it then. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. And I guess he does run Artisan, so he probably will bump the stadium here with the Artisan. I hope he understands that how this, or it just has the energy in hand, so it makes sense. Good to see. I honestly would have probably attached the other energy from the Sada to the Great Tusk, or both Great Tusks, since you pretty much are fine and you have a Radiant Greninja to keep cycling it, but that is fine. He does get a couple good stuff, but him also discarding Psychic just gives us a better time into this matchup, so we'll evolve, we'll bench, and we'll just simply Iono. We do have Team Evo, but there's not really much we want. We are just really looking for, there's the Gardy. None of these I really want, so I think here we just hold the hand and pass. We don't have to really play too aggressively towards the Great Tusk. We do have the time advantage on our side, so. And if he discards another energy, we are just pretty much chilling. And normally they get themselves really low on cards, so we are not stressed. I did get through 2 Ionos already, which can be a little bit tricky, but we'll see. And also with how much he is drawing, he's going to burn out very quickly on cards. There's the last energy I needed to get discarded, so we'll just do this. Accelerate the energy. That is so true. They do add off of the energy and discard. We only really need 2 here. We don't want to be too much forcing. Oh, I also need to actually add 1 more because the stadium makes me do that. That's a little annoying. But we'll grab everything out of it that we need. Just grab some of the energy back. There we go. And hit for 240. We'll see how he comes back into this. Jeez, I will say this might be the most effective way to run Great Tusk. This probably is the best way to run it if you're running Great Tusk, just because this offers so much draw and you're not stuck. Like, dude, imagine I had hand clippers there enough. Like, Guardy will never play hand clippers, but bro, imagine the opponent versing him with just goes hand clippers, Iono, or hand clippers just Judge. This reminds me, I wanna. Probably your best version is taking the 4th place list from Orlando. This is kind of my own twist on the build. I have a Rare Candy. Most lists don't play Rare Candy, but I feel like Rare Candy is just a good card in general, to be honest. Yeah, but if you go to Limitless, you will find, if you just go to Orlando, the 3rd place list was Gardy. they run 2 Team Evos. I cut a Team Evo for Rare Candy. That's annoying. Why do you do that to me? Oh, jeez. And also have a Pal Pad in here, compared to most lists that don't run Pal Pad. Man, just gotta keep attacking. And it just comes down to really, can he keep funneling them? Or will he just run out of gas? He's already played 3 Sada, 1 Explorers, so... I think it comes down to if I also can find my other Iono. If he discards my last Iono, I do just lose though. A lot of my actions don't really matter. It just comes down to if you can keep funneling Sadas. If you can, you can. If you can, you can. Yeah, most of the Guardy list only play 1-ofs. So you run 1 of Drifloon, 1 of really interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. Yeah, you run 1 of Drifloon, 1 of Screamtail, 1 of Fluttermane, Klefki, Mimikyu, and that's just due to the fact that its purpose is legitimately, you know. Yeah, just a second, Chris. The point of it is just because you're only really needing 1 of them. If they are prized, you have Hisuian Heavy Ball to grab them out. It can be annoying though, which is true. Which that maybe you want to up it, but then it's you run 2 rods, so I see what you mean. It's just that this deck is jammed with so much already, it's hard to kind of find the opening. That is the issue. You have so much already going on in this deck. From the Team Evos, the Bravery Charm, all the tools and stuff. I mean, a good base is always go limitless and just grab one of those decks and then modify them the way you want them. That's always my recommendation if you're trying to actually learn the game more. Jeez. Did he discard my last Iono already? I didn't check. No, he hasn't. If my last Iono is prized, I have a chance. I should actually check to see if my Iono is in the deck. Because that is definitely something I need to know. The last Iono is in the deck. If he does discard it, I think he just does win at this point. Yeah. Just take the Talent Store out for like probably Collapsed. That's pretty much the same list most people have been running. I've also taken Eerie actually out of this list. I forgot that's what I did do. But yeah. He's got to be running out of steam at this point. Like logically, this man needs to start. I don't know. For me, it's interesting because Collapsed is good for, you know, just discarding or trying to get things off your bench you don't want. But I found that if I can play Pokemon League Headquarters, the advantage I get over them is it helps against certain decks that mostly run basic. So Roaring Moon to Dunsparce is a major one that Guardy does struggle against. You can't really easily win because they have so many single prizes that it's tough, and your Guardy EX is so vulnerable to them. So that's one of the major issues I found. The other one... Other decks probably. Ooh, Guardy did not, or Iono did not get discarded. There's the Iono. Holy shit, we are the luckiest human beings alive, chat. Holy shit, we are the luckiest people alive. I think we just win because of that. That's just Guardy. Oh my god. Not Jirachi. Ralts is a lot better because you have teleportation burst. The only reason I'm running the SV or Scarlet and Violet base one is because that's the only one I have. And I'm just trying to keep it to as much reality as possible. But yeah, that's another thing. Just run the run the Astral Radiance one. But game 2 going in here. Yeah, opening up with the Mimikyu is just pretty safe. There's not really much going on. This hand is pretty much bricked completely. But we will see what we can draw out of this. Big, okay, bro, just has, so future hands, future hand, yeah, turbo box, whatever you want to call it. That is the one deck I do fear with this. Like, I know people say you have ways around it, but it is such a tough deck to go around, because you pretty much just lose to majority of the things they have. This is the one just... Yeah, no, they should have definitely started off. But it could have also been after the mulligans, because you have to first bench this, and then you draw your mulligans. So probably he didn't realize that, so... Yeah, the safest thing I can do is just attach retreat into Klefki. Just shut off his abilities. That is the... But also against future hands, you have to be careful. And also you can take advantage if they run out of future booster capsules, because then you could definitely stick something in the active and be so annoying. True, yeah. It does help get out your energy. It's the one thing. And he's also playing Iono, which I think is very interesting here. You know, you don't want it really me seeing more cards. You know, he's now putting into my field to be like, hey, you have an out now. You have a chance to actually win this game, which is very interesting, I think. But he's also going to amp me very much coming into this next turn, which is not really going to be fun. And just hope a Ralts is prized here, but no, we have a Kirlia and a Gardevoir prized, and a counter catcher, and I only run 2. Most lists play 3, and my Earthen Vessel is prized. So I don't have access to Earthen Vessel or an energy out, so this should be very interesting. So here we do have to just pray, which is not what I like to do, but it's probably my only way out right now. So we'll definitely grab both Ralts. That's why, I mean, also, Navras, you just brought up a really good point. That's why people run 2 Vessels sometimes. In case you prize the 1 of Vessel in your deck. But that's whatever. Going into this next turn, we have Kirlia, Disc, yeah. And also, I threw a Vac in this list. The reason Vac is now in this list is because of these future hand decks being able to get rid of their heavy baton. It just makes the deck kind of slow down a lot more. But we'll see. He definitely did grab the... If I had more energy in deck, I would be more confident going Guardy EX here, but I can't really afford the Gardevoir EX yet. But we'll see. We'll go Arven. I'm just going to grab Nest Ball just because it's not really useful. And Team Evo because it's also not really useful. And just kind of discard them and just grab Kirlia and just start trying to get some type of draw engine going here. He also runs the Psychic Energy for the Twintle shot, right? Yeah, Twin Shuttles, which is a little annoying. He's doing 40, 60, 80, and he is not knocking me out right now, which is fine. But he probably will be able to get to knockout range, probably, because he can just go attach and future booster and just knock me out. But we'll see. Which is the hard part, is making your deck, because Guardy is known for being consistent. That's kind of the whole thing about Gardevoir, is being the kind of consistent draw support. So I think in reality, yes, it makes your deck more consistent, but then you're starting to take things out that you kind of want in there though, which is the one thing. here we just go. Yeah, I think I gotta just wing it at this point. We are down a couple prizes, so do have to also get a lot of this energy out of my hand and into the Discord, but Iono is just the safer player, but we also want Drifloon at this point and Bravery Charm just so we can get the first knockout, because he didn't accelerate any more energy into play. So once we knock out this Iron Hands, it's gonna take him a bit unless he gets really lucky to get anything else going. But also we need, Guardy is also in hand right now, which is kind of crazy to see. But with only 3 energy, it makes it a bit tricky. But we do have the Guardy and the 2 energy, so we do have Counter Catcher knock out Mew EX into another turn, which is the safest thing we can do here. So we have to do that. So this is the safest play I have for this turn. So we'll go take the easy knockout here. He doesn't, I believe he can physically never knock this Gardevoir out, and we just gotta pray that we hit the Turo at this point. Turo is such a good card in this deck. Just being able to pick that card up and just replace it down is kind of crazy. So if we can find the Turo, that'd be best case scenario. And also cut off his draw with Mew, which means Ionos are willing to stick more at this point in the game. There is the Lost Vac, which I am perfectly fine with. Yes, it does suck getting rid of this Hero's Cape, but it is not the worst. Bravery Charm is all we need really at this point, so I'm not overly worried. Good he used the research right now, so then I can Iono him out of that out of all those cards later on. So yeah, he gets to do more, but it's fine. I think we should be good here. Just get another Iron Crown down, so at this point he is doing a lot of damage. 180, 200, 220 right now. Jeez. This is, I will say, my most hated deck in the format right now, I think, besides Zard, is Future Hands. Just because this deck somehow pulls so many things and makes it happen so often that you're like, what is happening? Perfect. Get rid of that Arven. I want that at the bottom of the deck. Thank you. Good, I do not Iono him in. Even though I'm honestly just gonna Iono him into another Arven. Let's be realistic. Let's be honest. Iono is just gonna hit him into another. There's Boss. See, now I'm in this predicament where I need Turo really badly at this point, which makes this a bit trickier. Okay, or we just, you know, Guardy just doing Guardy things, you know. I will say the one annoying thing is I cannot knock that out, but this does allow me to cycle another Gardevoir into play and kind of just abuse it in a way. We can get rid of Boss. Boss is fine. Evolve, attach, return to you. Pal Pad. These, do we really ever need Boss in this game? Probably not. And this allows me then for Drifloon to take the easier knockout. If I somehow manage to come back into this game, I will think it is hilarious, because by all means, this should not be working. And Luxcape does not work here, because Luxcape honestly just loses me the game, which is kind of frustrating, but it's whatever. Also just go Psychic Embrace onto this Drifloon at least 2, just so it can attack. We do have the one for the retreat cost, but I don't think anything here really can get stuck, unless it's Kirlia, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. This also does give him an extra turn, which is annoying, but I also have to respect the potential Ampu very much at this point. 8 energy is a little low because when you get to a point in the game where, because I went to Orlando with this deck, so I do know what I would have changed now, but thinking back on it, this deck had a couple, or I mean, I also made some misplays, but you kind of need the 9 energy because one of my games I had a lot of my energy stuck onto a Screamtail, and I didn't have enough energy to knock out Drifloon, and that ended me losing the game because I lost a 1 in 5 chance of pulling Turo, but or 40 an 80% chance of pulling Turo, but you know, it's just how it is. Now we Iono him down to 1 card. He has no draw then, and I believe we should be fine then. So just bring all those back into the deck. Just Iono here. It's a very safe play now. So the 9 energy just makes it a little more consistent, which I always harp on, consistency, because it is a big deal in most decks in the current format. Yeah, with Screamtail being specifically 9 energy means for Screamtail can hit 280, so that's why it's important. 9 energy Screamtail is important for the knockdown like Pidgeot EXs and stuff, or in general 280 HP Pokemon. If you have 8 and you attach that all to Screamtail, it's only 160. No, wait. No, wait. Am I doing math wrong in my head? Jeez. It's been a while. But yeah. Screamtail is another important card. So you need the energy definitely for Screamtail. Being able to swing high damage with Screamtail is good. So 120, which is 6 energy. You're doing 240. 7 energy, 280. And if you run 8 energy and some of them are prized, then it's even bigger problem. What did he do? Oh, team. Oh, because the... you can attack usually with Guardy. But if they're prized and you also prized your only out, then yeah, you're just kind of screwed. Just stick this in the active. He has 1 card in hand. You kind of do just lose. But as long as you didn't prize either one of them or both of them and Hisuian Heavy Ball, you're fine. You can always find a way out. It's like if you